Okay, so now we are going to talk about Voronoi fracture. So if I go to the Mo graph, then you will, after the fracture, you will get this option known as Voronoi fracture. So if I bring this over here, and suppose if I have this cube, let's press and D on our keyboard, so we can understand that. I can select this cube and I can move inside this Voronoi fractures, and as you guys can see, it will create some fractures to this cube. Okay, like this, and you can manipulate that. Now let's go check out some settings in Voronoi fracture. So let's select this Voronoi fracture, and obviously you will get this basic settings like coordinates and basics. Now let's go to the object. Now over here right now, if you see, we have something like offset fragments over here. Now let's say if I increase this stuff, as you guys can see, we will get some distance between these two joints, and if I invert it, I'll go this thing only shows that mesh which is offset over here. Then you can adjust the size of this like this. Okay, so that's the use of this option. So let's make this 0, or let's increase it a little bit. And if you see the edges of it, they are completely closed because of this option. If I choose hull only over here, as you guys can see, now they are not closed. It looks different, only the outer side is closed, but if I deselect it, I'll get complete like this. So yep, that's the use of this option. So let's make this 0 again. Then we will go to the source, and in source you will get this option known as point generator distributions. With the help of that, we can adjust the how many fractures we want and the type of fractures we want over here. The distribution type now is uniform. If I choose normal, I'll get different results. Inverse normals, I'll get different results, etc, etc. Then with the help of point amount, I can increase the number of points I want over here. Even I can decrease the total 0. And with the help of seed, I'll get this kind of different patterns. But right now this is by default point generator. Suppose if I delete it, I am not gonna get anything, but I can still create these fractures with the help of our splines. So how to do that? Let's go, suppose if you select this, let's say star, and you will select this Voronoi fracture and simply bring this star over here, you will get this kind of stuff over here. If you select the star and if you move this, you will get this kind of stuff. If I move this over here, I'll get something like this. Okay, if I press R for rotation and if I rotate it like this, you will get this kind of pattern. Okay, and if you move it like this, so it will create different patterns for different splines. So like this is about star. If I delete it, and with the help of pen tool, if I select this and this kind of lines, let's say I'll hit escape, and then I'll select this Voronoi fracture, and if I bring this spline over here, as you guys can see, we will get different patterns. Okay, so according to the spline and their rotation, you will get different distribution of it. And again, you will get these options like how many options do you want over here fractures. Okay, so that's the basic use of Voronoi fracture. And suppose if you want a normal, then you can simply add distribution source like this once again. Okay, so this is how you can this option like this. Okay, so then you will get different option like transform, etc, etc. And effectors, as I said in MoGraph, or whatever options provided with this greenery icon, you can apply effectors to it. For example, if I select this, if I go to the MoGraph effector, if I apply, let's say, formula effector, let's say, then still it's going to affect that thing. Okay, so this is about the Voronoi fracture. Now in the next video we are going to talk about selection and dynamics, or let's talk about selection today only, and we will talk about dynamics later. Okay, let's talk about selection over here. Now if I press Ctrl R, I'll get this kind of results. But now suppose I want to apply materials to it, so let's double click and we will apply this material. And now if I hit Ctrl R, I'll get something like this. Okay, now select this Voronoi fracture, let's say, go to the MoGraph effectors, and I'm going to apply, let's say, push apart to it. So now what will happen, it will create something like this, and if you hit, we will get this kind of results. But now what I want over here, I want different color out at outside, and I want different color over at this inside faces. So what we can do for that, So first of all, we need to create two separate colors for it. So let's double click and we will create another color for it like this, and we will apply this to this Voronoi fracture. Okay, and now if you hit Control R, you will get this blue color, because at the end, whatever color is at the end, it will apply to that object. If I select this and if I move this over here, I'll get that color. Okay, but now what I want this this pink color to the inside faces. So for that, what we can do, we can select this Voronoi fracture, and after that, at the end of it, you will get this option known as selections. Then let's enable inside faces and let's enable outside faces. After doing that, we will get this kind of icons over here. One is for inside faces and one is for outside faces. Now this icon is for outside, and for outside I want this white color, and in color option you will get this option known as selection. Basically they are saying that select the portion where you want to apply that color. So now I'll simply select this and I'll move this over here. So now if I hit Control R, I'll get something like this, and automatically because the if you see alphabetical, in alphabetical order, not alphabetical order, I don't know what is the term, but if you see line wise, line wise, if you see, this is the outside one. So and we have decided it should be on outside faces, and then it will automatically apply this one to inside faces. Otherwise you can simply select this, and in select option you can select this one and apply to it. So now this is how you can create this kind of stuff. Now in the next video we are going to talk about dynamics related to this Voronoi fracture.